to market yourself. So this session will show students how to use negative social media and electronic to turn them into positives. You're going to use social media along with video resumes and utilize them as tools to help you gain employment. Here to help you do that is David Sterling. He has a bachelor's in computer information systems, a master's in information technology. He's an advisor and lecturer of College of Business for the past 10 years, and he's going to take it from here. So, welcome, David.
You guys want to have a clicker? So I'll just like that. Samantha, you're going to be my clicker. I have a job for you.
Okay.
I'll try and get you up. He was here and he's going to talk to you.
I didn't see him.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about social media and marketing yourself, okay? Samantha's going to be my right hand today. Do you want to hit it? So I put this slide in there to give you an idea of how many people, you see the years and whatnot, how many people are on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, some of these other kind of sites. How many of you guys, shouldn't be promoting McDonald's. How many of you guys have a Facebook page? Of course. How many of you guys have 2 Facebook pages?
I have one for the group.
How many have 3 Facebook pages? How many of you guys, why do you have 2 Facebook pages?
I have one for me and one for the group.
What about us? You have 2 Facebook pages?
Yeah.
You have too many.
Oh, actually I do have 3, because I have one that I use like, there's 8.
Do we want to know? Sure. You have 2?
I do.
Why?
I have as an athlete, I have an athlete page, and then a personal page.
As an athlete page?
I'm a competitive athlete, and I don't like people that are fans of it to be on my personal list.
What kind of athlete are you? What do you do?
I'm a CrossFit athlete,
So you have like your own fan page?
sort of.
Impressive.
Yeah, I know it's a little weird.
Well, I have 2 Facebook pages too, right? I have one for my professional and students can add me and things like that, right? And then I have a personal one, right? So obviously there's use for both, right? So you can look at, the fact that so many people are on these different sites and whatnot. You can see they're a valuable resource, right? You have millions of people looking at these things. Why not use it as a positive, right? Instead of just like, kind of like on mine, I changed my name, I changed the picture and everything so no one can find me, right? So I'm trying to hide it, right? So I don't want students adding me on my personal page, things like that, right? So instead of hiding stuff, you put something out there public and people can add you, right? Use it as a positive. Hey, the chief. Do you guys see that or is it too small? Works for you? So I looked at some stuff this morning to get some numbers for you guys. CareerBuilder.com did a survey or whatnot that said 2 out of every 5 companies, use Facebook when they're, monitoring employees, trying to figure out who to hire, okay? Career Center the other day told me that they found numbers that 78% of companies use Facebook and whatnot when they're deciding to hire somebody, okay? So whether you go by this percentage or their percentage, know that the companies are looking, right? It kind of talks about, but there are some of the bad things that companies find when they go to these Facebook pages. They see inappropriate photos, drug use, bad communication skills, just different things like that, right? So there's some of the bad things that show up on the Facebook pages, right? But if we use it as a positive, you can show good things about yourself. You can show off your personality, your skills, show a professional image, show you're creative. So think about that. So instead of trying to hide everything, create a Facebook page or change your Facebook page that you want people to look at. Create a page that you're proud of. Okay, instead of trying to hide things, make it more visible.
Would companies be able to look at, you have multiple Facebook pages, would they be able to see all of them or just the one that you specify?
Well, the key is making it available to them, right? So like the one you want is a professional one, you probably want to use your whole name, right? Your full name, so if they look you up by your name, they'll find you. Does that make sense?
So other ones you probably probably should have like some weird nickname or something.
Exactly. You should not have your picture on there and things like that, right? But you want to. There was this was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. This one guy I was doing research on, right? He was trying to use every kind of social media to get his name out there, to get a job. So like he made sure he created a site that had his name like a bunch of times wherever. So when you Googled his name, it was the first thing on Google. It would come out. He was on, I don't know, you saw back on the other side all the different kind of social media that's possible. He was on every social media outlet possible. With his name out there. So when you Google him, you found what he wanted as opposed to what you were trying to hide. Okay? So the key is making it out there, making it public so people, you want them to see what you have to offer. You know, we're coming to an age where, we'll cover it later, but, you know, resumes and stuff aren't good enough anymore. Or in the digital age, people want to see it. They don't want to just read it about on a paper. So you guys got to make it possible, you know? So the key is to network. Right, Brianda? What does networking mean? You were in my class, we studied this, I think.
There's always like people who can be watching you around, and you have to
Those would be stalkers.
Yeah.
You need to network.
I mean, you could be talking to your future boss, and there's always this first impression that you're in a room, and to network is just to be yourself, but also like try to be professional to other people. Meet as many people as you can, and be open and very social.
I heard a nice quote from Dr. Horak, and she said, networking is socializing with a purpose.
Exactly. That's the key. There has to be a purpose to it, right? Otherwise, it's just socializing, right? Networking is important, right? It's the key to finding jobs nowadays. You guys have to get good grades, and most of you guys probably do get good grades. That's why you're coming to this conference, right? So we really don't have to worry about that. But we have to worry about getting you in to the right people, right? Knowing the right people. Sam can attest to that, right? We just did in the past couple of days, right? Samantha works in my office. We know her really well. You know Lockheed Martin was here in the engineering building? So what do you think I did?
Introduced her to somebody.
I was like, you have to meet Samantha. She's awesome. She's the best person ever. Smartest one ever. And then we throw her in the room with the big shots and stuff and let her have it, right? That was good, right? You got good opportunities,
That's really
right?
good.
So that's why networking is important. So when you're on these sites, okay, you have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have Tumblr, you have Instagram, you have, I saw one site where it's intended for, you go to foreign countries, but you want kind of the hole in the wall places to go to. So it's like couchpotato.com or something like that. So you talk to people that actually live there, and they kind of tell you like small places to go when you're going out of town, things like that. So there's so many different sites. But the key is not just like having a Facebook page or just having a Twitter, or a Tumblr, or Instagram. You need to use it to network. There's millions of people on there that you can meet. And then they're connected to millions of people, right? So start using these to your advantage. Take part in these things. If you like a particular company, look at their Facebook page. Comment on their Facebook page. Have a discussion with somebody on their Facebook page, right? Don't just look at it, okay? You guys gotta utilize these things to your advantage. It's so hard to get a job nowadays, right? Especially in these high up companies. You gotta find somebody and you gotta connect with them, okay? You gotta network. Like we kind of said, the key is that you need to participate in discussions. If there are discussions going on a Facebook page or Twitter or whatnot, you need to get involved in them. Even if you don't particularly have an opinion about it. Get involved so they know your name. Use your name on there. Don't hide it. Don't use these weird kind of acronyms and stuff for your name. Make sure they know who you are. Participate in these discussions. Does that make sense? You guys need to get aggressive and get your name out there. Another good tool for the social networking, and the companies put themselves out there. They send out things on Facebook and Twitter and these different things. Use them to investigate who they are. Like if someone's got an internship with Coca-Cola and they're connected to them on Twitter, I mean, they're sending out things. Coca-Cola's sending out things, sending out information, right? So it gives you a sense of what Coca-Cola has to offer. Or if you want to do research in a different company, you see what their values are. You see what they're trying to do. You know, like on Facebook, they launched some new products. So if you enter with somebody, you'd be like, wow, on your Facebook page, outside you're launching a new product. How's it going? Does it make sense? Make sure that you use it to investigate who they are. Right? We kind of talked about this already, right? And you might think I'm kind of weird by saying this, okay? But if you create the right like Facebook page or Twitter or whatever, and you have your profile, in essence, it's going to look similar to your resume. But again, we're in the digital age, right? We need to go beyond words, right? So when you do these kind of things on your Facebook page or whatnot, do it in a meaningful fashion. I don't want the whole list of your resume as your, as your profile, okay? It doesn't make any sense. Nobody wants to read all that. What do you think you should put on your profile? What's important?
Major events you're a part of.
Name, probably your major. What else? Events, maybe organizations you're a part of.
Pictures of you doing community service, lack of people.
Exactly, right? Visuals, right? Pictures and stuff like that of good things, not just bad things, right? Yes, video, all that kind of stuff. But put it in a condensed fashion. They're not meant to be like paragraphs long, right? You guys can shorten those things and keep them short and precise. It's important. Employers don't want to be reading through all that kind of stuff. And it's also important to put meaningful stuff. Like when we talk about networking, isn't just, I get frustrated, the first day of school, most classes they have you guys like introduce yourselves and tell them what high school or whatever, and you kind of tell the teacher and it's a great day, right? I'm like, it doesn't, no offense, okay? I don't really care what you guys went to high school. It does no good for me, right? So like my students the first day, the first day in your class? Yeah.
The future project? Or no? Or we introduced each other, didn't we?
Well, yeah, but I make them do it in a professional manner, in a networking manner. They get each other's names, they get each other's majors, what they want to do. That's what I want to know. I want to know your majors, where you want to be. I don't know what high school you went to or what you do in your fun time, right? It's no value. It's not to be offensive, it's just you need to get things that have value, and it's the same thing with these employers. They're not going to waste their time. So I tell you guys to do resumes that are a page long. The other day, and you were there, no? There was a grad student that had a 3-page resume, and Lockheed looked at it and they didn't even look at it. Threw it away. I sit there and witnessed it. I might have been the best kid in the world, but 3-page resume, really? Not going to work, right? Right, Brianna?
So I have a question. So, for instance, if you're someone that's had a wealth of experience, let's say it hasn't been very precision, you haven't had a lot of precision. For me, my wealth of experience and then education came later. How do you create that resume so that it's not 3 pages?
Well, you need to put what's relevant to the job you're applying for, right?
Right.
I'll give an example. I looked at somebody's resume the other day, and they had a lot of stuff from a fraternity. They did a lot of community service from a fraternity, but they have employment, right? The employment was this big. The stuff that they did at the fraternity is this big, right?
Right.
And I was like, you need to add more what you do at your job, because they do a lot of different things at their job, but they put 2 little sentences about what they do.
Right.
And he's like, well, it's going to push it more than a page. And I'm like, well, let's think about this. Was it more important what you did to work or what you did for the fraternity? And it's not knocking it. I mean, the fraternity was great. You did community service. But I got that. I don't need like a paragraph of you telling me all the different kinds of community service. I get you're a good kid. You did community service. You get a pat on the back. That's great. But, let's narrow that down and some of the important stuff.
Okay.
And it's important to some of you. I mean, most of you guys, your most important skill right now is what? Your most important asset is what? Your what? Your education, right? For the most part. Some of you guys have worked a lot or whatnot, but most of you guys haven't worked a ton. So your most important asset is education, right? But for some reason, people put it at the end of their resume. It's like your best thing to show people. Well, let's put it at the end. Again, employers don't want to read through the whole resume. They want to look at it pretty quick. So they kind of read it. They used to have a thumb rule. They just read the first top half, right? Look at your major, your GPA. Looks good, then they keep reading. If not, we move on. Yeah? But keep in mind, too, this is going to even be more precise than a resume. You don't want a resume on your profile. Okay? You're going to pick a couple of key things that you want on there that people have to know. And then you need to have visuals, right? So this kind of shows it too. On your bio, there's opportunities to put things there. You have different kind of profiles. Put any kind of unique qualities. But you guys need to get creative. I know in the College of Business where I work, we have like ESPN comes, right? ESPN's this worldwide company, right? So if you turn it on a black and white resume, you think you're going to get noticed? Yes, no, maybe so? We don't know? No, right? You need to be more dynamic. ESPN's a creative company, right? So what do you think you should do to your resume? How?
Color, maybe just like it says logo or crest, like if you feel with the organization that has a crest or logo, put that on there in color, maybe perhaps.
So put a logo, put some color, anything else?
Pictures.
Pictures.
Oh,
Yeah, I
I
would
prefer,
think so.
You gotta watch what you put pictures of.
Resumes are on Facebook.
fitness professionals, we put, it's a photo, a bio, and then our short resume, and it's still within a page.
Anything else you should do to a resume?
Huh?
You're talking like a paper resume, right?
It's accomplishments, relevant information.
Maybe if you're with a company, like the letterhead to be from that company, like something that
What-
has a name.
Well, the key is it depends where you apply, right? So if you're applying to like a accounting company, no, you guys aren't really business, right? But if you apply to accounting company, accountants, and no offense to any accountant, I'm not a big fan of accountants, but they're more like straightforward, kind of boring, right? And dungeon, kind of crunch numbers, all that kind of stuff, right? So you're applying to other accounting places, if you start putting colors and stuff on your resume, they get kind of out of control, right? They're like, I can't handle it, right? Can't compute, right? But if you're doing it to a marketing company, marketing is creative, right? So you should have colors, you should have video, you should have links, and all that kind of good QR codes, right? I know the QR codes are, right? Little things, you zap them and all that good stuff? Yeah?
Well, it depends where you're applying for, like you said.
All right, and really quick, with the logo and the crest, don't get out of control, okay? And with the color, don't get out of control, okay? Like in essence, for Samantha, when we were helping her try and get into ESPN, we simply change the color of your name, right? You put a nice red, companies tend to like it, things like that. We didn't go crazy, okay? So on your logo and your crest, don't get cocky and don't be like showing off and whatnot, okay? I had a friend of mine that did, she's working on a Facebook page for JCPenney teen, right? So when she submitted a resume, she did some kind of like ink looking, for her initials and things like that to make it stand out. So nothing too exotic, okay? Make sense?
The big letterhead.
It depends where you apply. But do your research and make it stand out. I mean, get creative with it. Like with hers, we were trying to put different colors and shapes just to kind of make it stand out. But again, watch where you're applying. And that's why you do your research. You look at their Facebook page, you look at their Twitter. See what's out there, yes? In the second part of the presentation, we're gonna, supposed to click on the link, but it's the last time I promote you.
I know.
So the second part of the kind of presentation is that, like I said, people are moving away from paper resumes, okay? Slowly but surely it's gonna change, right? And it makes more sense. Instead of you guys telling me you do these great things, I wanna see them, right? I'm gonna click on the link, see if it links it to the website. Ooh, you don't that. How's that? We'll go to the next one. All right, so it's pretty simple, right? You get on the video camera, whatever, you tell them your name, your major, what you're applying for. Again, straightforward. If I ask you guys, tell me about yourself. Don't talk to me for 20 minutes about who you are, okay? You guys are wonderful people, but I want to know you for 20 minutes. Okay, your name, your major, keep it short. What you're applying for. Other stuff you want to put, maybe where you've worked, places you've done work, relevant employment, things like that, right?
I have a quick question for you on the where you've worked at. Is it better to put like your most recent or your most significant?
I would say post what relates to the job you're going for. You know what I mean? If you don't really have anything that relates directly to the job, then kind of go through your work experience. But again,
For me, like, I'm in the military, and that's like a huge thing, you know what I mean? Like, it's really shaped my personality and stuff like that. And it's been a while, but I still want that out there to like, be like, oh yeah, years ago, he was.
right, you would mention that, right? Because obviously, things you learn in the military relate, right? So make sure you guys put those things out there. But the key is you guys need to be precise. Because you got to realize they're watching these videos. These videos shouldn't be more than 5 minutes, okay? So you can't be rambling on for about an hour or whatever about who you are, what's your major, things like that. And I'll show you at the end some of the videos and whatnot. But when you're discussing these things, don't just stand in front of the camera and talk about yourself. The whole point of the camera is so you put video and pictures and things while you're talking. It'd almost be better off if you weren't physically on the camera. Just because people can judge based on, you know, things like that. So it's almost better if you're off camera just kind of narrating, showing pictures and things like that. Okay? Make sense? Any kind of group project, leadership projects, something that shows creativity or relevant projects. Are you guys in any kind of organizations? Yeah, which ones are you guys in?
Do I put that on a resume?
Yeah.
Some of that stuff's kind of touchy.
Future leaders in public relations.
You guys? You guys aren't involved in anything? In the Catholic organization? We got like the whole religious sector here, right? Well, if you guys aren't involved, you guys don't have any work experience, just to plug this stuff, you guys need to join organizations. Samantha's the BCC president. She's in charge of all the organizations in the College of Business. So she has plenty of stuff to talk about when we do these kind of resume things, right? So if you're not involved, get involved, you know, take positions, things like that, yes? And again, the key is to use visuals, okay? I'll show you some bad ones. Some bad ones that has just people just talking. You know, it gets annoying watching somebody talk for 10 minutes. I don't want to see you talking. Show me things. That's the whole point of the video, right? Then you guys have Twitter? You know why you guys should have Twitter? You should have Twitter because of one thing. Why don't you tell me on that? You should add Brianna. Let me tell you why. She's going to change your life. Okay? Brianna, she needs help. She needs Twitter followers in order to get a job, right? That's part of your job, right? Because she needs to network. So if you guys afterwards, you can talk to Brianna and she'll give you her Twitter.
I'll give you a free Coke.
Okay? Add Brianna. She's working for Coca-Cola, so she's going to help you guys out. Okay? Get it, Chief. All right, let's look at some of these bad examples. Let's see if it works.
Here, here.
All right. Come on, down. Come on. Well, hopefully that stuff doesn't come out. We gotta watch the filming and stuff, right? Oh, you need to log into the internet. So we'll look at some of these bad examples, and then you guys tell me why they're bad examples, yes?
Just like doing it as a guest. That's okay.
But you didn't read it.
I know.
Come on, Sam, we're not all day.
I'm sorry.
We got better things to do, Sam.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Hopefully my sound comes. Make it bigger.
Loading, it's loading, it's loading. I'm nervous. Figure it out. Are we good? With the mouse
So did we like it or what?
No.
Why not?
I mean, I enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Seems like a nice lady. You guys don't want to hire her and stuff?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, ums and actuallys. I actually don't like them.
It seemed like she was doing an interview. Like, for all of that, so that's my follow-up question is, with this kind of new shift towards video resume, or video resumes, would that cause less weight toward interviews?
It could help. Well, in essence, companies are looking to cut costs, right? So it gets more costly to do interviews like on site. So it's probably going to start taking that over. Does it make sense? So they won't really have to do interviews.
I think she was being herself also. Like she was just reading and then
I felt like she
What?
was being too much like herself. I felt like that whole thing was too much of just her face.
Yeah, she came out a lot, right? And then she had little graphics on the side, but you know, employers can they're not supposed to, right? But they can use the way you look against you, right? So it's probably not the best idea to be on camera the whole time, right? I mean, I don't know why she decided to be on camera. I mean, these things she's saying, she could have used visuals to explain them. She didn't need to be on camera. And the visuals she did use were kind of just kind of on the side really quick, right? And it was just mostly her face talking and whatnot, right? That's what we kind of have to avoid. You know, use tools. I mean, use pictures and stuff. She used a little bit. She put the newspaper up and stuff, but use that more. You know, instead of just talking about this increase and decrease, show maybe pictures of events you did to increase or decrease things. Things like that. That makes sense? So let's hopefully look at some good ones. Okay. I think you clicked on the wrong one. I think the links are... Shelly, go away! Stop it, Shelly! Shelly will go away.
It's like a,
Is it all linked to the same?
Is this a good one?
We'll see if it's good or bad. We'll make our decisions. When these links are taking us to weird places. Sam, you close it. No higher. Sam, you're late.
Are you sure this is not my fault?
Sam, you broke it again. You're fired, Sam.
What's wrong with it?
Do you guys think it was a good one or bad?
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better,
Yeah, that's better, but not.
but
Yeah, but it's kind of like
Yeah, a lot of
representing. I
bones
mean,
and-
Boring.
It was still pretty bad.
And what's
They,
with
they
the
all
X?
use a lot of filler words.
Exile?
There's not a lot of visuals, and maybe she doesn't have a lot
My name is blah, blah,
of
blah.
other things to rely on to demonstrate.
right.
But you could still show pictures of good customer service skills or something, right? Rather than just a picture of her.
And then if she wants to show herself, at least be animated. I mean, she was just presenting like this, and, you know, I mean, come
Her
on,
posture was also kind of throwing me off. It looked like she was kind of to the side and like leaning.
right?
I don't know if anyone else caught it.
So
Is
look-
it a good thing that they continue to move them around the screen? Because it's like watching magic genies pop up all over the place.
well, be creative, see what works and stuff. But
Yeah, so when you're doing this, if you do want to be on screen for a small amount of time for like some of it, is it better just like be standing there and to speak like very briefly, or like?
well, let's think of it this way: when you're doing a presentation up here, when your class is away, what do? You just stand there and be like,
So it's fine to, because I don't know, I mean, at one side, if you're only going to be there for a very short amount of time, you might just want to kind of present yourself and be like, hello, my name is
nah,
blah,
come
blah,
on,
blah.
dress
But
appropriately.
if you're going to be there for like a minute or two, it might be good to move. You know?
I would move around and use,
Yeah.
use your hands and stuff. You know, talk about different graphics.
I could do it in my office and just be like, I'm in my office, let me sign paperwork or like something.
I'm trying to visualize this, like how this could be a good video resume. I just can't see it any better than that. Like the whole showing how you work. I mean, you're not gonna.
Well, I'll give you an example.
You're
You're,
not gonna get a chance of someone recording you while you work. I mean,
that's what you need to do, though.
that's kind of creepy. Like, I worked at a pharmacy, right? I'm not gonna like set up a camera and be like, okay, this is the customers. See that camera? Just wave at it real fast.
Let me know what my office is.
Who said you like me? I mean,
But this is what you need to show, right? You don't need to necessarily show because you work at the pharmacy. You know, you can show the outside of the building at the pharmacy right now. But let's talk about when you say you're hardworking, right? You can put as resumes hardworking. You can say you're hardworking, right? You don't show me it. It's just words. How could you show me you're hardworking? How can you show me you're a leader? You know, if I see you up there presenting in front of like 30 your brothers or whatnot, for me it shows me something, right?
you're teaching me a lot of issues.
You gotta, like if you say you're creative, how do I know you're creative? Just because you put on your resume you're creative? But if you show me creativity, I can see it. Tangible. Does that make sense?
Make your resume as possible.
Other boards, I don't know, other boards are.
Okay, so if you were to create a resume, would you suggest putting one for your company? Because I noticed that both of the videos that were considered bad videos, they were both from the same company. And that might have been also like why they were that way, because they were the same thing, like they had to move around screen, a little bit of visuals, and then the really weird ending.
I mean, if you have money, you can go to professional companies, but
You can do that yourself, as long as you know how to work with them.
the thing is, the hardest thing is like what he's talking about is the fact that you gotta capture these moments, you know? You gotta capture the pictures and film that you can put up there. Or you can design graphics. Like when that girl was talking about increase and decrease in percentages, like show it graphically, like on the screen. It makes sense to use visuals. That's the whole point of the visual. If I show it when I talk, I mean, it's the same as just reading the resume. I wanna see these things they're telling me they do. I wanna see it on the screen. I wanna see it in the video. You know what I mean?
And as long as you make it look professional, it's okay to do it yourself and not go through a company?
Oh yeah, you can do it by yourself.
Okay.
We're gonna do them with Samantha, we just ran out of time. You know,
I'm glad we did it.
doing you, but ran out of time, but yeah. And I was gonna tell you too, at some of the computer labs will help you. So in UGLC, we did a video for ESPN, a full-length video with Peter and Pete in there. There's an office in the UGLC, I don't know the room number, but they'll help you guys do the videos there. It's for free and stuff like that, because you guys are students. So they'll help you do it there, like he is getting an idea what you wanna put on the video resume. It's like on the first floor, way at the end. What is that, like those classes?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's like
Okay,
a-
the peanut, there's like the peanuts ones, there's like the smoothie lab and the Linus lab.
But there's like one room that's by itself where all the like UGLC people working there.
Oh, like in the corner.
Yeah, it's in there.
I actually work with, it's called Academic Technologies, it's on the second floor. Yeah, it's right there by like the Linus PC labs, there's a room.
So you guys can help them do video resumes?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you in the spot.
Yeah, we got,
Like,
we actually have people that,
I used to come home like when I'm going to relieve or like releasing stuff and go back and just go home and had stuff to do on page. I would come home and like. Garbage. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna show you one last resume, okay? Let's see if you guys think it's awesome or not.
Not.
Gotta be.
Awesome.
It's creative so far. We've been watching a movie right now.
Okay. I like it.
That's what I was talking about, yes. That's cool. All right.
See, so it's possible to do a good resume, right? So just to recap, use social media for your advantage, okay? More companies are starting to look at it. I know ADP says they recruit now through Facebook. They do some kind of search and they go through Facebook. The other day, IBM was here. Did you guys go to that presentation? Some girl from IBM, and they're talking about the analytics they use now that they're searching through Facebook and whatnot to see what people are saying about companies. So you may think your stuff's locked down, but they can get through it and whatnot. So, use it to your advantage. Make a Facebook page you want employers to find. And I know this is kind of a goofy thing, but make sure they have the stuff that you want them to know about you, right? But keep it precise. You guys really need to think about what you want out there and put it out there.
So, obviously it's a smart thing to do, it's just to make 2 Facebook pages, but like my Facebook page, I don't necessarily know that I want to have to hide like my Facebook page from the world, you know what I mean? Like I am a social person, I go out, I have fun, and I'm 25, sometimes I go to a bar. How?
But employers can, I'll give you an example. I do a lot of hiring, right? We do a lot of resume reviews and whatnot in the office. And there was this one guy, and you can't get into his Facebook, but I could see his little picture. And he had like this weird picture with something that looked weird. And I was like, I'm not hiring that guy. So you may not think, I know you're old enough to drink whatnot, but people can use that against you.
But like, what's the
I think what he's
limit?
saying is
Because
that it's just being acceptable, so there's a certain amount, I understand what you're saying, right? So I'm a fairly opinionated person, and I've sort of fought dancing that line, right? And I had this conversation with my father actually last week. He says, at what point, Justin, do you accept it? It's just that that's not the way your mouth can run, right? So when you're 13, acceptable, right? And I understand where your worldviews are and where you are, and you can be that way. Just don't take pictures of it and put it online, right?
Right.
And so
And people argue about that, I know.
you can do that and then accept the consequences that it may interfere with your job, if that's how you want to be, or you can have it not interfere with your job and just not put it online. You can have it both ways.
Option A it is.
You
Well,
know?
the thing is that you may go out one night, right, and drink and take pictures of him, right? But as an employer, look at it, oh, wow, he's a drunk. He goes drinking every night.
But like, so you can have anything on your Facebook or question, like anything? Because I mean, that would seem unnatural, right? Like why, like this person does only volunteer work and they have no, like, apparently social life that doesn't involve doing anything. Like,
Well, you
it's
can
like-
do social things, you just gotta worry about what the social things are. Like, I'll give you an example. She interviewed today, right? And she's got all these professional things on her resume, and the thing they asked you about was what?
It was not an academic thing, it was actually a job that I had had previously. I coached for a swim team. And to them, out of all of the great academic things that I've accomplished, the one thing on my resume that they asked me was they were like, talk to me about this one thing because it has nothing to do with school. And that was their one question, is I had to talk about this El Paso Aquapasi, which is a swim club, and you know, what is this? What the heck does this have to do with
Like
anything?
when they talk about their fraternity, it's good. I mean, it's so social side, they can show things they do for the fraternity, but there's some things you might want to hide. It can be taken wrong, you know, it could be anything. Sometimes this one guy had weird sunglasses, he was making a weird face, and was like, I'm sure that he's an idiot, you know, so I'm gonna hire him. I looked at, we were trying to hire this other employee, and I looked up, and she had pictures and whatnot, she looked lazy. I don't know why I looked at the pictures, she could be the best person in the world, but I looked at these pictures, she looked lazy to me, I'm not gonna hire her. That makes sense? But dude, I mean,
And
it's
also,
your,
I feel like sometimes you get hired by marketing, doing marketing stuff, you're gonna have to use your Facebook to help them promote their company. So imagine if you have your personal life and plus your company, your job, it's yeah,
It's a representative.
It doesn't make sense.
but just again, look at all these sites and get your name out there on all these sites, you never know who you're gonna meet. How many of you guys have a LinkedIn account?
Not yet, I've been working.
Actually, I still have Twitter, I can't figure that out. Like, I have no idea how to find people and all of that.
Maybe
It's a professional,
Can you all
professional thing, like work.
You can check some of them.
Is it
It's
a
kinda like
positive
Facebook,
thing?
like-
So can you explain LinkedIn?
So LinkedIn is in essence a professional Facebook,
Is it
right?
positive?
LinkedIn is you guys need to create a LinkedIn account. I mean, that's becoming the #1 place to get jobs.
Is it really?
Well, you put yourself out there, you put your professional experience, and then you link into groups and discussion groups. Like I'm in a group with this entrepreneur in San Francisco. He's connected with everybody, these entrepreneurs in San Francisco, so it connects me to them because we have these discussions about social networking and how it is in universities. So that's why you guys need to don't just create these things. You know? A lot of people add me and they want to be linked into me, but they never talk about it. They never participate. What's the point? They just become friends on my page or whatever. So use these things and go beyond LinkedIn and Facebook and these rare sites because you never know who you're going to meet. And talk to them, be respectful. Yeah, use it to your advantage, guys. People are looking for it. We'll give them something to look at. Cool.
Question, what classes do you teach?
Teach kind of an intro business class. So I teach a little bit of accounting and finance. Why? I'm going to teach you something else.
No, I'm just seeing if you taught a class and talking over the presentation.
I used to teach a cyber ethics class. And kind of what you were saying earlier, I would teach the students that you need to watch, you need to watch out with companies like scanning and stuff. Because let's say I go to the store, right? I'm buying a bunch of books on cancer or something, just because, right? Well, in the future, if they're scanning this and keeping this inventory under my name, right? Like you get those discount cards and all that stuff, they're keeping inventory under my name, right? What's going to prevent them from selling that information to companies?
Kind of like,
And they're like, David's looking up these cancer books, maybe he's got cancer, maybe we shouldn't hire him because that's going to be an expense for us.
Isn't that illegal? Like, can they really do that?
Well, they
It's
can.
illegal, but think about it. They're not going to tell you. They'll find some other reason to fire you, right? But that's the kind of thing you got to protect yourself from. That's why like some of these things you want to put out there because you are who you are, you know. They can be interpreted the wrong way, they can be used against you. So you want to give them stuff they can use against you in a good way. You know? You get on everything. I mean, this one guy was like a photographer, and he got his pictures everywhere. He put them on every page, he put them on Facebook pages. Anywhere you can post these things, right? That's what you guys attack them, guerrilla marketing yourselves, you know, get out there. Yes, I know I have like less than 5 minutes. You guys have any quick questions?